Well, hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Don Landry, and I am the president of the board of directors for the Alzheimer Society of Perth County. We would like to welcome you to our very first ever Forget Me Not online music festival. On behalf of the Alzheimer Society of Perth County, I would like to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. We have a spectacular evening ahead of us, all for you. And the spectacularness of it, dare I say, starts right now as I introduce the man who will be hosting along with me. He is no stranger to anybody in Perth County, Southwestern Ontario radio. Should I say it? Legend, I will. They don't hand out knighthoods for radio in Canada, but if they did, they would be calling this man Sir Eddie Matthews. Eddie, how are you?
I'm wonderful, and this is a great new medium for us. And I'll mention to Michael, who's off camera and making sure this all sounds together. Don's sounding a little bit like Max Headroom. That's what I can tell you this evening. So maybe we can fix that up. But Don, it is fantastic to be on with you for such a great event that Michael Bannerman and many others, including yourself, Don, have been working tirelessly to put together. It's the Forget Me Not Virtual Music Festival online. That is a mouthful, but Don, we have got a great evening of entertainment and music, don't we?
Yeah, we really do. I'm not great with the math, Eddie, but I count 12 acts? Is it 12, 13, 14, somewhere in there? It's at least a dozen. I've sampled their music on YouTube, all of them, where I could, and it's just, we're jam-packed with talent tonight. All kinds of great musical artists, and some special guests who are going to be dropping in too.
Absolutely. We've got Jann Arden, who's going to be coming up in a little bit. Shannon Stewart, baseball great, and so many others that are going to be part of the evening. And if Don, should we get into it anyways?
I think so.
Why don't we do that?
If you will.
Why don't we do that? Because our first artist, and a lot of these are really well known to me because we used to, before the radio station became Today FM, it used to be called Mix FM when we first signed it on. And we had a number of artists and we called them the Mix Backyard Artists when we had Mix FM. And you'll be hearing a lot of those people this evening. Our first artist is a singer and songwriter, has also written a few books. Her music catalog is really deep. She's got, I believe, 12 albums to her credit. She was named West Coast Music Awards Songwriter of the Year and has 2 Dove Awards to her credit, and has, I think, about 15 top 10 singles on the Canadian and the American Christian music charts to her credit. She's a wonderful performer, and you'll love her. Ladies and gentlemen, 3-time Juno Award nominee, Carolyn Wrens.
Hey everyone, thank you Eddie, thank you Don. I am so glad to be at the Forget Me Not Festival. First, because like so many families, my family has been profoundly affected by Alzheimer's and dementia, and so it's a cause near and dear to my heart. And secondly, because in these strange days, it just feels so good to be able to participate in something that's moving the needle towards something really positive. It's good to be reminded, no matter how weird things get, we always still have something to give.
Hey, Jann Arden here. Listen, this has been booked by the Alzheimer Society of Perth County, and this is for all the donors that have been so generous in donating to the Forget Me Not fundraiser. And it was a virtual music festival, which I love. I think it's so wonderful to raise money through music. It's always been very magical. And I've done a lot of that stuff over the years and done a lot of fundraising for Alzheimer's. So to all of you people that donated to the Forget Me Not campaign, thank you so much. You are supporting all the hard work at the local Perth County branch of the Alzheimer's Society. And, you know, as you guys know, we're all getting older. And through this COVID situation, we have seen huge cogs in the machinery of seniors' care, whether it's with memory care or just overall the health care and welfare of our seniors in retirement homes, nursing homes, memory care centers across the country. So I think this has good things are going to come out of bad things. There's been a lot of mistakes made, but there's a lot of good things coming out of how we need to look at caring for our senior citizens, because I'm almost there myself. I think we can do a lot better. And because of people like you that are bringing so much awareness and trying to make the system better, I thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up. Don't lose faith. Don't get frustrated. I think there's more awareness now than there ever has been before with Alzheimer's, with dementia, with memory diseases in general. So what you're doing is really important work, and I thank you so much.
Well, we thank you so very much, Jann Arden. Eddie, she makes beautiful music even when she's not trying. I heard the chimes in the background. That's the magic of Jann Arden, I suppose.
She's well-rounded. She's, let's see, records, speaking engagements, TV show. I think she's written some books as well. What have you and I done? Not as
well,
much
we're
as
doing
that.
something important now, right?
Yes.
We've got the shirts to prove it, by the way. Beautiful
we really
stuff
do.
here.
And we want to hear from people tonight as well, too.
We really do. We'd love you to check in with us on Facebook, Twitter, however you'd like to do it. Now, we're here to entertain. We want to bring people closer together. That's part of what the Alzheimer's Society is all about. That's part of what we all have to do in this day and age right now. These virtual concerts are a thing, and you're getting a very good one here tonight. Now, beyond that, we would love to make some money for the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County. Or other Alzheimer's societies. I do realize, Eddie, isn't it true? We've got people who could be watching from St. John's or Victoria, Dawson City, Point Pelee. If you want the money to go to your local Alzheimer's Society, that's fine with us too. But we are going to give you ways that you can get in touch with the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County. You'll see them scrolling along the bottom of the screen. So, or you could hit the pledge button right on the Facebook page. That makes it easy peasy, doesn't it, Eddie?
And think about the Alzheimer's Society and what have they done over the years when we think of the Walk for Memories, the Soups On campaigns that we've had over the years, even dating back, goodness, to the old Coliseum. This is long before your time, before you came into to Stratford, you and Ann. But there's been so many things that Debbie and the group of volunteers have been involved with, and we want to make sure they continue on. And tonight is one of those things that we don't want you to forget about anything that the Alzheimer's Society has been doing over the years.
Very well put, Eddie. And you mentioned Debbie, that's our vaunted leader, Debbie Dykert, the executive director of the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County. Shout out to Debbie. We're going to shout out to everybody.
Absolutely.
You see the office number to call. The phone number's there. I guess Sherry's in the office. I don't know who else is there. Teresa might be there. Could be any one of a number of our phenomenal staff members who are there working the phones tonight. That's just one way that you can get in touch with us, and we'd appreciate it if you did it any way that you can, whether it's clicking the little button, phoning us, e-transfer. You'll see that information on there as well.
And
now,
I know
our next
that
performers. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to mention, but sorry to interrupt in that. This is where we're trying to figure out our timing when we're in two different places. Isn't this nice when we can look at
Right.
each other's back rooms where we're located as well, too? Because I think we're both in the spare rooms tonight. Is that where you're
I
located?
think we are. And we are both located in Stratford, Ontario, but we're too far away from each other to kick each other under the table when it's time for us to simmer down. Am I right? How about
That's
now, though, Eddie? Are
exactly
you
it.
ready for some more music?
Oh, absolutely. Go and let us know who's coming up, okay?
Our next performers have been strumming their guitars and merging their vocals in harmony for more than 20 years now on their albums, on stages all over the world. They go on journeys, they write all about them, and they invite you to go along with them through the music. They follow the melodies wherever they lead. Here now, Lisa MacIsaac and Brenley McEachern, also known as Madison Violet.
Hey, I'm Brenley from Madison Violet. This is my living room. I'm upstairs on the second floor. I live in a barn, well, a converted barn in near Loretto, Ontario, about an hour north of Toronto. Lisa is down in Toronto.
Hello from Toronto.
Thank you for tuning in and supporting the Forget Me Not Festival. We appreciate you listening. This is a song called These Ships. 2, 3, 4. From the big smoke
And thank you to Eddie and Dawn, the MCs this evening.
Thanks for watching.
Good evening, everyone. It's Kathy Barrick. I'm the CEO of the Alzheimer Society of Ontario, and I'm thrilled to be joining you all this evening in this Forget-Me-Not wonderful evening of music and entertainment put together in support of the Alzheimer Society. We in Ontario are the Alzheimer Society. We're in communities across the province, and our main goal is to provide support, education, and counseling to those people who have dementia themselves, as well as their care partners. We spend a great deal of time as well working with our community partners, Imagine hospitals, hospices, other community support services to ensure that those with dementia receive the best care possible. As you can probably imagine, COVID has really affected our clients. It's affected all of us, obviously, but our clients live with a disease that is already very isolating. They often feel very cut off from their support systems and obviously the way that life used to be prior to their diagnosis. So the Alzheimer's Society's support of these people is absolutely critical. And in the COVID times, where social distancing and isolation have become part of our normal routine now, this adds added pressure to the clients that we support. So your presence here tonight in a show of solidarity for those living with dementia is so important, as well as your financial support in whatever way you can would ensure that people across this province receive the incredible care and support that is provided by the Alzheimer's Society. Again, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and I hope all of you are safe and healthy and remain that way throughout this pandemic. Again, thank you so much for joining. Have a great time.
Thank you, Kathy. That's awesome. Such great words there. Eddie Matthews and Don Landry here. And Don, she spoke eloquently about what they go through the Alzheimer's Society. And we should give a bit of background because I want to tee up what she was talking about. Don and I worked together in London radio a long time ago. We worked at opposing stations, but we had the same circle of friends. And it was marvelous, to listen to Don in the morning. I think was it Colin in the morning with you? Who worked the morning show?
Yeah, Colin Boughton. It was CB. We were called the Breakfast Flakes. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But it's those type of things that I love to listen to, and I keep thinking to myself, what would it be like if you didn't have those memories, if you couldn't remember that sort of stuff? And that's why we're here this evening, to talk a bit about what's happening with the Alzheimer's Society and this great night of music that we've got presented for you. And Don, this is near and dear to your heart as well, too.
It absolutely is, and we're interactive. We want to keep the music rolling, but we want to, keep coming at you and saying, "Can you please give us some crucial funds?" And we're going to talk about why those funds are so crucial as the evening goes on. But we've got some people dropping in to say hello. Barb writes, "Great to hear you recognize Debbie." Yeah. Oh, well, yes, of course. I'm surprised that wasn't Debbie who dropped in to say. No, she would never say that. Kim writes, "Tuning in from Sault Ste. Marie, supporting Debbie and her team. Keep up the great work." Rob writes, "I've seen Madison Violet, saw them years ago at London's Home County Folk Festival. Loves them." So people are joining us now saying hello, and we really appreciate you being here tonight.
And they were just like having a Kaylee. This goes out to the East Coast, doesn't it? Where you've got the Kaylee happening in your living room. It's a kitchen party, and that's the whole thing about what we want this night to be. And I'll give a shout out to Jackie Katana, who's probably tuned in this evening, and hopefully, I'm sure she's got treasures ready to open up if it isn't already in downtown Stratford. Just a marvelous story. So we'll give Jackie a big hug from here, and hope you're enjoying the night. And we talked earlier, Don, about when Steve Ray and I got 107.7 Mix FM on the air. One of the things that we wanted to do was to have this mixed backyard to play local music. And our next act was a big part of that. Michael Bannerman, who's helped to put this whole thing together tonight. It's just a tremendous performer, a band that brings so much energy into a room, whatever size of room that is. And they've been, boy, I know they're working on a new album, finishing touches of that, and we look forward to hearing that soon. And we'll have the virtual stage with them and the Forget Me Not as well too. And they're just marvelous. I can't say enough. They're one of my favorite bands, and we've got a lot of really good entertainment that's coming your way tonight, and from Stratford as well. Here now from Stratford, award-winning The Upside of Maybe.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Don. You guys are doing a great job tonight. We are the Upside of Maybe, and we are absolutely thrilled to be part of this Forget Me Not Festival. Hopefully everyone's having a great time. We're going to do a new tune for you. This is called All Who Wander Are Not Lost, and it's off of our new project coming out whenever. Anyways, hope you enjoy it. Thanks.
And I woke up this morning, sun was shining down on me. So I thought I'd go out walking just to see what I could see. It was so beautiful. It was a beautiful day. I passed the dancing gypsy woman banging on a goatskin drum. She sang us her sweet sorrow. In that moment we were one. I didn't know where I was going, but I should know the way. From Vancouver to St. John's, all this country I have crossed, and the only thing I know for sure is all who wander are not lost. Well, some would say that we are sinners for the secrets that we those enchanted incantations, those darknesses in our sleep that speak the lie. Just understand the taste of heaven till the promise of your lips, and I can touch salvation underneath my fingertips. When I hold you, when I hold you close to me. From Vancouver to St. John's, all this country I have crossed, and the only thing I know for sure is all who wander are not lost. So virtues and vagabonds, good astronauts and kings, come tell me of your journey, all those lovely little things that you have learned along the way. Let's make history and providence of origin and fate. Enunciate the shades of gray between both love and hate, and in the end, it was time to bow our heads and pray. From Vancouver to St. John's, all this country I have crossed, and the only thing I know for sure is all who wander are not lost. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of the festival.
Isn't he awesome?
That is all kinds of energy. I mean, that is all kinds of energy. So thank you so much. Mr. Bannerman, yes, has been, well, I don't know. Did he expend more energy on that stage and that song or in putting this whole festival together, do you think? That's arguable, I think, Eddie.
No disrespect to him, no disrespect to Michael, but he's a little bit subdued there. When these guys get out onto a stage in a big crowd, all bets are off. It's marvelous to watch these guys.
We're going to talk more about Michael and what he's done, and we should talk about Michael Fisher too, who is working all the dials and buttons right now. By the way, he is cueing us for everything. He is setting up the videos. He put this whole thing together technically, so we want to give him a shout out as well. Those the two Michaels have worked seriously hard on this project, and you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to give you a special hello from a former Blue Jay and a guy who was beloved in the outfield for the Blue Jays, Mr. Shannon Stewart. Let's hear from Shannon.
I'm Shannon Stewart, and I want to thank you for supporting the work of the Alzheimer Society of Perth County. Enjoy the music. Thank you, Blue Jay fans.
Short but sweet. And you know what? I would also say fast. And that's what Shannon was. Do you remember him playing? He was a leadoff hitter, stole bases, had some power, you know, surprising power. So I think he hit about 120 career home runs, many of them with the Blue Jays. Was marvelous in the field, wasn't he, Eddie?
And a fan favorite. And, you know, what have you heard about baseball for this coming year? Is it going to be down in Arizona or Florida, or have they decided yet?
Yeah, it's hard to know what's going to happen with anything.
Yeah, we've heard the NHL wants to get that going again.
We'll see what happens with all of that, but at least we can get together and we can hear music the way we have been tonight. And again, I want to thank everybody who has joined us so far. We got off to a pretty jackrabbit start. I heard from the office that right away we had about $120 in pledges to the Alzheimer Society of Perth County. Many ways to give. Hit the pledge button on the Facebook page. You can call the office. You can see that on the screen. It just left now, but it'll be back again. You can e-transfer. There's the information there too. And Eddie, we have a lot of people who are dropping in to say hello. Sarah just said, hey. So Sarah, hey. Hey, right back to Sarah. Love that. Let's see what Dave writes. Great tune, Upside of Maybe. And he says, you got used to the cigar box, Michael Bannerman. Sweet. I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
That's a guitar in the background. Didn't you see the guitar he had?
Well, no, I was doing notes and shuffling and this and that. Okay, I thought maybe it was a cigar box. All right, we're going to get back to the music now. I want to introduce our next artist, Shawna Caspi, who is up next. And the one-line bio on her website, I think, can tell you plenty. Here's the quote. A mighty singer, a fingerstyle guitarist, a story sculptor, and a truth teller. So Shawna doesn't just travel from gig to gig when she's touring. She takes note of what's all around her as she goes with brushes and canvas. She's a landscape painter as well. With 4 albums to her credit and a 5th one on the way soon, here is the mighty Shawna Caspi.
Hi, this is Shawna Caspi. I'm a singer-songwriter based in Toronto, and I'm really glad to be part of this event with you tonight. Music and memory are so closely connected, so it only makes sense that I'm playing you some live music. And I'm going to play you a song that's about recognizing the little victories that we have every day in life that so often just pass us by because we're too busy and we're not paying attention. So I'm going to play you a song called Celebrate. Look into the light when the winter's been too long. The answer that you find when the trouble's gone. The kind of love that undoes any doubt. And the weight that sheds when you finally figure it out. We don't have to wait. There's so much to celebrate when we start to see these little victories. out at the start of the show. Scan coming back all clear, 5 years in a row. Choosing to forgive instead of starting to fight. And the shy girl calling up a crush on a Saturday night. We don't have to wait. There's so much to celebrate when we start to see these little victories. We don't have to wait. There's so much to celebrate when we start to see these little victories. Here's to all the quiet voices sounding for the very first time. And here's to all the early risers standing at the front of the line. We don't have to wait. So much to celebrate when we start to see these little victories. No, we don't have to wait. There's so much to celebrate when we start to see these little victories.
Her all night. She, you know, it. And Don, you gotta love someone that can just play the guitar as effortlessly as Shawna can. Shawna Caspi, Eddie Matthews, Don Landry, out keeping you company and just listening to some wonderful tunes. Because what did you play when you were in elementary school? Because I think we all had to play the recorder, right?
We did. I think we all had to play the recorder, but I think it was David Lee Roth who once famously said, everybody loves the lead singer because it's an instrument we all play, man. And it is, whether we do it badly or well, but people who can pick up a guitar or any instrument and do it the way Shawna just did, super talented.
And a lot of people are doing that because we're so isolated. You know, maybe go and talk to Earl Filsinger and see if you can get some guitar strings or get a guitar that's on sale. Earl Filsinger, downtown Stratford. He's always been so helpful with everything that we've been doing. And and just to hear someone as talented as that, I played the good kazoo. That was my job in school. You know. I'm more than just a pretty face and a goaltender. You know that. Yeah.
Well, you know, and I wanted to mention this too, Eddie, that my wife Ann plays the ukulele and she's getting pretty good at it. I'm wondering if we should add her to the bill a little later on. She does a phenomenal version of Dancing with the Dark. I know she's watching this right now and shaking her head, so it's not going to happen.
You told me she could do Thunderstruck. I might have to make a donation if you can. Hey, I've heard it on the bagpipes. I've heard it on the bagpipes.
Thunderstruck on the ukulele. We get big money. Thanks, Eddie.
Could be some money in there. Hey, you know, we've been getting some nice testimonials from people, and when the cooking class at the local was canceled due to COVID, the society worked with the local on meals with which staff delivered to clients. They had lunch delivered, and the woman at the society even brought us a picture drawn by her daughter. How special is that? It's been a long time since I've had kids' art that I could hang on my wall, and it really brought happy tears to my face. Hopefully, you can give her an email so I can send a heartfelt thank to her and her daughter, my new artist. I must say that we cannot say enough good things about the Stratford Alzheimer's Support Service. You're amazing, and they really are. Many thanks. We're so lucky to have you guys in our lives here. It's wonderful. Hey, let's tell folks how they can donate, okay?
Sure.
And you can call the office.
You can see it scrolling across the bottom.
And 271-1910 is the number to call, or you can just Google Alzheimer's Society and get more details about that. We want to bring on a guy, and I met him a few years back. My wife Lori and I met him a few years ago Guy Chadsley, and you know Guy.
Guy
We
is
first met him.
is our vice chair, and he is a wonderful, wonderful man. In fact, he's the incoming chair of the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County. Next month, he takes that job over. Big shoes to fill, Guy, but I know you can do it.
Boy, Guy. He can. He's been a part of the chamber, and I've known him for a while. We first met at Molly Christie's for one of her elaborate dinners. Lots of good food, lots of good wine, and some great stories. And can't wait to do that one again, and maybe we'll get Molly on board to help out with that too. Ladies and gentlemen, pleased to bring in the vice chair of the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County, Guy Chadsley.
Thank you so much for joining us for this evening and supporting the Alzheimer's Society. I was a caregiver for my late wife, and I realized how important it is that we not only take care of those who are living with dementia, but take care of those among us, friends and family who are caregivers as well. You know, asking somebody, how are you doing, is so important, particularly in this time of pandemic when we're so focused on a disease, COVID-19, that's just devastating our communities. But at the same time, we mustn't forget that there are people who are suffering with dementia and who are living with that, and it's ongoing. And both the caregiver and the person with dementia, we need to care for them. And tonight is a wonderful way of showing that we do actually care for them. So thank you. Thank you so much for coming and watching this show and supporting us.
Hi everybody over at the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County. I'm Hayley Wicken, and I want to give a special shout out and thank you to the amazing staff and volunteers for the work that you guys are doing supporting individuals and families that are struggling with dementia. I know you're doing a fundraiser called Forget Me Not, and I want to say I have personal experience with Alzheimer's. My grandmother passed away of Alzheimer's, and it's a scary thing to watch a loved one go through, and a very helpless feeling, I think, for families that are dealing with this. So I see it a lot in medicine as well, which is now my world as well, and you know, just all of the work and all of the support that's needed to deal with folks struggling with this terrible disease. So thank you very much, especially during these crazy COVID times, for what you guys are doing. It's much appreciated. Hope you are all safe and healthy and staying sane as best as we can. Okay, see you.
Well, you know, Hayley is something else, isn't she? A Hockey Hall of Famer, four-time Olympic gold medalist, 7 world championships as a part of Team Canada, and doing amazing work now during this pandemic to make sure that people are taken care of with the equipment that they need. She's been a force of nature all her life, and I'm glad she's on our side. Boy, I'll tell you, I would not have wanted to face her. I would not have wanted to face her out on the ice. Eddie, you're a goaltender. I don't know. How do you think you would have fared?
Can you still remember when she came in between periods? It was against the Americans, and she was just trying to pump up Team Canada, and she really did so. I think it was between the second and third period, Don, and it was the spark that they needed to get the job done. She's a great motivator, and as you say, she's branched off into medicine now too. She's quite an amazing lady.
So we want to just try and keep things rolling here with different messages and that sort of thing whenever we can. And we want to make sure that you know that you can give to us. You can e-transfer the Alzheimer's Society info at alzheimerperthcounty.com. And you could phone as well. You're going to see the phone number. It's going to scroll along a little bit as well. We'll get that to you. All of the different ways that you can give to the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County. And again, as I mentioned earlier, I just want to remind people that, and we do have people tuning in from all over the place. Hello to everybody from everywhere, and thank you for watching this tonight. What you can do is, if you want to give to the local Alzheimer's Society, instead of shooting it down to Alzheimer's Society of Perth, we'll take your money. I'm not going to lie. But if you want to keep it in your community, I know they could use the money. All of the Alzheimer's societies could use the money. And so we want to make sure that we we continue to get those funds flowing to the various Alzheimer's societies out there. All right, so here's one of those things.
No, I was just going to say, don't forget, if you can't afford to, and maybe money's a little bit tight, think about volunteering. When we get out of this, we can always use some help with the Alzheimer's Society for any of the events that we have, whether it be the Walk for Memories, the Soups On event. We can always use extra people to help out with those, Don.
We're going to get back to some more messages in the next little bit, so keep them coming. We like to know that you're out there. I had a couple of technical difficulties during this segment, but I'm happy to say got them ironed out, I do believe. And let's, should we get back into the music? Our next artist and his band have been described as Americana to the bone, Canadiana in the heart and soul. Their most recent album, Love and Highways, was recorded in various locales throughout Ontario, including the Lake Huron shores, towns of Point Clark and beautiful Bayfield, as well as Knox Presbyterian Church in Stratford. What a place to see live music. I once saw the Blind Boys of Alabama in that church. Beautiful acoustics, wonderful place to do some music. Want you to get set for a drive through darkness, but don't worry. Betrayal, don't fret about that. Remorse, we all have it, but the journey goes towards love, light, escape, freedom on the road ahead. It's Barry James Payne and Stringbone.
Hey there, folks. It's Barry James Payne here from Stratford, Ontario, Canada. And I'm happy to be here supporting the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County. And I think it's a great cause during this crazy time that we're having. It's important to support our most vulnerable. That's what this song is about. It's about those people who fall through the cracks of society. It's called Where Do You Go? It's off my last record called Love and Highways. Where do you go when the cold wind blows? Where do you go when the cold wind blows? Where does a preacher go when something's wrong? Where does a preacher go when something's wrong? Where do you go when you're going upriver against the stream? Well, I don't know. Where do you go when nobody loves you? Where do you go, baby? I don't know. Politics of life ain't for everyone. These politics get in the way. You learn your lesson, get back on your feet again. Sometimes these lessons never go away. Where do you go when you're going upriver against the stream? Well, I don't know. Where do you go when nobody loves you? Where do you go, baby? I don't know. Revolution coming down the river, seeing red but it's not in vain. Revolution making your life easier, standing up to a world that's insane. We gotta make that change. We gotta rearrange. Where do you go when you're going upriver against the stream? Well, I don't know. Where do you go when nobody loves you? Where do you go, baby? I don't know. Where do you go when nobody loves you? Where do you go, baby? Come on home. 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 That's it. Have a good rest of the night, folks.
Well,
Mary
that was
Payne, ladies and
fantastic.
gentlemen. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
thought you were
great
taking it
music.
there. Eddie, go ahead. Go ahead.
Did you notice that 35 millimeter projector that was behind him there?
I did not. I was too taken by the music.
You missed this cigar box guitar, and now you missed the 35 millimeter projection. You know, what are we going to? You know what? I want to congratulate and thank some of the people that we have working with us for the Alzheimer's Society. June Leach, Gary West, Wendy Holman. They help out year in and year out for so many different things. And I know you had a few stats that you wanted to mention here about the Alzheimer's Society too, Don.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about just how busy the Alzheimer's Society of Perth is, and in fact, all Alzheimer's societies are. And for an example, our last year, our fiscal year, 2019-2020, 925 caregivers were served through this last fiscal year. 466 persons living with dementia served through this last year. We had more than 200 new caregiver referrals, 207 in fact. Think about that. It's it's 2 out of every 3 days is the way that goes with numbers like that. New persons living with dementia referrals, 117. 1,007 caregivers attended 57 different caregiver support groups in the last year. 1,974 caregivers participants in 35 social programming sessions, and more than 1,671 community participants attended education groups. All of these through the Alzheimer's Society. This is why we're trying to raise awareness. This is why we're trying to raise as much money as we possibly can here tonight, and with everything else that we do throughout Alzheimer's Society of Perth County and throughout Ontario and Canada and beyond. Those numbers are familiar to anybody in any jurisdiction. They're going up and up and up. Eddie, more than 600,000 Canadians are afflicted and battling dementia. Within 10 years, that number is going to be 1 million. We want to continue to serve them. No, you know what? Not as well as we've been, which is pretty good, very good at times. Better. We need the money. One more little bit that I want to give to you, Eddie, before we move on here a little bit, and that's the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County itself, an operating budget of $750,000, $800,000 in the year. You know how much money has to be raised by the Alzheimer's Society? Almost a third of that. It depends on any given year, but $250,000 in that neighborhood needs to be raised. A lot of people think all of the money comes from the government. This is just gravy. No, this is a very real part of the work we do with the Alzheimer's Society. This money is the lifeblood to what we do at the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County, and we thank you so much for your generosity.
And we've all been touched by it. You know, I had an aunt that passed away a couple of years ago, and just to see, especially when she was a school teacher in her normal life, and to see how someone, they're just a shell of a person once Alzheimer's sets in, and you see how they decay after that. So please help out if you can, and give if you're able to. Okay, we're going to get back to the music, and I know Trevor Reel is going to be tuning in for this one this evening, because Jay's going to be playing Thorn Roses. We've all seen them. We've seen them so many times when they've been in town here or around the area. They're so popular. Yana LeDuc, Katie Korfman, and of course Jay Reel. 3 successful solo artists who decided to get together to see if they could put a greater sum in. Boy, oh boy, success for these 3 people. They run the gamut from pop to new country to rock, even a bit of soul in there as well, and just really powerful three-part harmony. It's sensational to have them as a part of our evening's entertainment, taking to the stage at the Forget Me Not concert. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Thorn and Roses.
Well, good evening, everyone. We are Thorn and Roses, and we're so happy to be here at the Forget Me Not online festival in support of the Alzheimer Society of Perth County. This next tune that we're going to play for you here is called A Lot, and it's coming up on our new record. You should be able to get it real shortly. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Grew up down in a port city, around the ankles of the heart of Dixie, on the bottom of the buckle of the Bible Belt, where the tide rolls and azalea smell like a southern belle on a Friday night, y'all. A little flask in your boot, a little football. Get your cab, you get your girl, hit the road. Park the party at the Texaco, and we were good to go. All we needed was a light somewhere. Black top, green grass, red dirt, didn't matter, just a spot to drink beer. Cut loose, make out, break it up, break it down to some Allman Brothers Band, John Mellencamp, Steve Miller, Marvin Gaye, and Tupac. All we needed was a light. Woo, woo. We'd hang and congregate, keep a racking up, tracked up, drop tailgates till the blue light circle and the cop declared, ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Stones kicking up a cloud of dust, fools hanging out, hollering, follow us like a pickup party train full of young blood. Next stop, way back in the woods, 'cause all we needed was a light somewhere. Black top, green grass, red dirt, didn't matter, just a spot to drink beer. Cut loose, make out, crank it up, break it down to some David Allen, Cole, Queen, Coolio, AC/DC, and ZZ Top. All we needed was a light. Woo, woo. You call it small town simple, might sound like a little, but all we needed was a light. Black town somewhere, red dirt, just a spot for us to make up. Drink. All we needed was a light somewhere. Black top, green grass, red dirt, didn't matter, just a spot to drink beer. Cut loose, make out, crank it up, break it down to some Bernie and the Clash, Willie, Johnny Cash, Outcast, Keith Whitley, and Kid Rock. The Eagles and the Kings, David Lee, Van Halen, Thorn and Roses, thanks a lot. All we needed was a light. Woo! All we needed, all we needed was a light somewhere.
Hey, how you doing? It is Marcus Monroe. I just want to thank all the donors out there contributing to the Forget Me Not campaign going on right now. Every single dollar raised goes to individuals and families suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's. So thank you so much to the Alzheimer Society of Perth County. Thanks you, I thank you, and to show my appreciation, my gratitude for you, I am going to do some fire juggling. I hope you enjoy this and keep the donations coming, keep them flowing. Thank you again. Keep the money coming. Keep the money coming. It's really important. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. Ah.
I'm surprised
you didn't see that coming, did you,
folks?
You didn't see that coming, did you, folks? You did not. That's Marcus Monroe. Yeah, sure. We've got great musical acts, and we've got a comedian who juggles fire, too. Eddie, maybe we can get him on again when we do this next year. And I know we're going to do this again next year. Hopefully sooner, actually.
Maybe chainsaws next
and maybe
year.
he can
Maybe doing chainsaws
exactly.
next year.
I know you would like to see somebody juggle chainsaws. Feel free to do it yourself tonight if you want. Thank you very much, Marcus. That was a little hot tamale thrown into the gumbo for us tonight. We do appreciate that. We've got all kinds of people who are saying hello, and they're loving the musical acts. Why not? Oh, we got one here from JR saying, hi, Eddie. Well, I'm here too, JR, okay? Just saying. All right. Let's see. More love for. There's lots of love for all of the music that's going on. Barry James Payne, you're getting. I might be a little bit behind in the messages here, folks, just because of the way things are going with the internet and that. So I don't know. We've had more music since him, but he's getting a lot of love. Rob says hello from Port Stanley. Well, hello back to Port Stanley, and hi to everybody who's watching from, I've seen, Timmins, I've seen Simcoe County, I've seen all kinds of different places where people are tuning in and they want to say hello and they want to help out, and they can do that. There's a pledge button here on the Facebook page. You can click that, please, if you don't mind. Money going to the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County. You can also visit canadahelps.org. Do it electronically that way. But in the office, in the Alzheimer's Society office here in Stratford, I believe we have Sherry and Teresa both standing by to take your calls. You'll see the number scroll up there as well. It'll come up in the next few seconds. All right, before I get to the next act, Eddie, anything on your mind?
I was going to mention about just the change of the weather that we've had this month especially. Are you allowed to touch the thermostat in the house? Because I just found some interesting stats here for you. You'll love this, because a survey finds that a third of all husbands check with their wives before touching the thermostat. If they're not allowed to, you're going to be catching it no matter what. And for the month of May, which we've been referring to as Mayvember, because it started off, remember, when we had some really cold weather and then some rain and, of course, the heat wave over the last few days. But, yeah. All the money that you're saving from the government kind of adjusting the bills, put it towards something like this tonight, if you wouldn't mind, please. The Alzheimer's Society of Perth County.
Eddie, you are amazing. This is the kind of thing that makes you the most popular person at every Chamber of Commerce event, right? And every party. People gravitate towards you because of information like this.
They're desperate. That's why.
Back to the music. Next up, we have a duo with strong ties to the Stratford Festival. Barbara Fulton has performed with the world-famous festival since 1991. You've seen her on the boards at Stratford in productions like The Sound of Music and Fiddler on the Roof, just to name a couple. And when the COVID restrictions are lifted, she will once again resume her role as Diane in the Toronto production of Come From Away. Saw her in that. That whole production's fantastic. Paul Shilton. Paul Shilton has composed music for 6 productions at the Stratford Festival, including Julius Caesar, Romeo and Juliet. Under the circumstances, though, he has to wait another year to celebrate his 7th production as composer for All's Well That Ends Well, and that'll be at the new Tom Patterson Theatre. We're all very excited about that, by the way. But we're also excited to hear them perform. Here now, Barbara Fulton and Paul Shilton.
Paul and I are honored to have been asked to do this fundraiser for Alzheimer's. We thought we would sing a Leonard Cohen song of Bernadette. There was a child named Bernadette. I heard the story long ago. She saw the Queen of Heaven once and kept the vision in her soul. No one believed what she had seen. No one believed what she heard. That there are sorrows to be healed.
hold you? Won't you let me hold you like Bernadette would do? We run around, we fall, we fly. We mostly fall, we mostly run. But every now and then we try to mend the damage that we've done. Tonight, I just can't rest. I've got this joy here inside my breast, to think that I did not forget that child, that song of Bernadette. So many hearts I find broke like yours and mine, torn by what we've done and can't undo. I just wanna hold you. Won't you let me hold you like Bernadette would do? I just wanna hold you. Come on, let me hold you like Bernadette would do.
Hi everyone, I hope that you're enjoying the Forget Me Not concert. This virtual event is something totally new to us, and we are so very grateful to Michael Bannerman for his assistance with organizing this event. For the past 32 years, the Alzheimer Society of Perth County has been working hard to support our clients, some of the most isolated people in our community, people living with dementia and their care partners. Long before social distancing was part of our lives and our everyday language, those facing dementia knew exactly what it meant. Many people living with dementia have felt isolated from friends, family, and communities. We know that for many of our clients, the Society is a lifeline, and we are working hard to make sure that they do not feel alone, but connected to their community. On March 17th, we closed our doors, but that has not stopped us. Our dedicated and amazing staff team responded quickly to this new reality to ensure our essential programs and services would be available. We quickly worked with our IT provider to get everyone set up to work remotely, which can sometimes be very challenging living in rural Perth County. The staff team have embraced the challenges of supporting our clients in whatever way necessary so they don't feel alone. We are reaching our clients in more ways than we ever imagined possible. Across Ontario, we are working towards reducing the stress of COVID-19. There are thousands of people across Ontario dealing with dementia in this time of increased isolation, and we want them to know that they are not alone. A big shout out to all of my Alzheimer's Society colleagues across the province who have also responded so quickly. This is where we need your help. As a charity, we rely on fundraising to help keep our doors open. We would be so grateful for your support of our work in the community. Let families living with dementia know that they are not alone. If possible, please make a donation to send a message of support to the folks in our community that need us most right now. Together, we can make a difference. Thanks for joining us tonight. I hope that you are enjoying the Forget Me Not concert.
There we go. Thank you, Debbie. Debbie Dykert. And you know what we need to do, Don, is wish Debbie a happy birthday. 35. She's 35 years old. Did you know that?
Yep. And one other thing I will say about Debbie Dykert, and that is I'll put my leader up against your leader any day of the week, folks. Debbie Dykert, the executive director of the Alzheimer Society of Perth County. She is fantastic, our vaunted leader. She has done an amazing job, not just through COVID, but everything else that we've done. Do not put your leader up against my leader, folks. You will lose that bet. Debbie Dykert.
Hey, I got a message that came across my text here, and this is pure Stratford during COVID, and we can't emphasize this enough to support your local restaurants. We a message here from some friends say we got takeout this evening and enjoying the musical entertainment, and you and Don are getting along famously. So, you know, hey, that's just natural for me and Don anyways. But thank you. Thank you so much for the kind words.
And I want to say, Maureen gave us a message, said, everybody call the 888 number and make a donation. The staff at Perth County are so wonderful to chat with. Sherry and Teresa are there. And we get these testimonials often, and we're happy to share them. We're proud to share them with you. One testimonial that I'd like to read for you right now goes this way. Our heartfelt thanks to the Alzheimer Society of Perth County for their care, compassion, and understanding as they helped our mom and her family through the dementia journey. The knowledge and guidance of the staff were invaluable. Our family needed their support, and they were always there to be with mom, answer our calls, take the time to listen, and be creative with new strategies. This incredible group of people will always be in our hearts. Thank you so much for that very kind message.
Yeah, that's so touching, and we appreciate all those tapes. Keep the messages coming and help out with the Alzheimer's Society if you can. We've got the Weebs. They're going to be performing here in just a moment. Just a wonderful couple. I've heard them over the years, and they just keep getting better and better. This is Shane and Angela. They first met back, oh goodness, I guess in the year 2000 on a choir tour in Europe. They went their separate ways after that, but they were reintroduced to each other a few years later when Angela went searching for a piano player and to accompany her. Long story short, they've been making beautiful music together. They fell in love. They've released 5 albums, and they've won 2 Covenant albums along the way. Congratulations to them. Here they are now on the Forget Me Not concert stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the Weebs.
Hey, thanks so much, Don and Eddie. Yes, we are the Weebs coming at you live from our living room. It's a privilege to be a part of this event this evening, the Forget Me Not Festival. And wow, this is an issue that has certainly touched our lives personally as a family. My wife, Angela, standing beside me, and I'm Shane. Our daughter, Joelle, joins us, and our son, Josiah. We kind of have a conscripted quarantine band for you this evening. So thanks, kids, for joining us and helping us out. It's a real privilege to perform for you. We're going to sing a song that we've written as a family, From Us to You, called The Benediction, and I hope that you receive it as a blessing tonight. May your homes be filled with laughter. May your hearts be filled with joy. May you show the love of Jesus as you follow his sweet voice. And in the craziness of this old world, may you never feel alone, 'cause the God of heaven and of earth sings over you and claims you as his own.
as you follow his sweet voice. And in the craziness of this old world, may you never feel alone. 'Cause the God of heaven and of earth sings over you and claims you as his own.
Thank you, guys.
Hello to all the amazing donors giving money in the Alzheimer Society of Perth County fundraiser Forget Me Not. You're the best. If you do give money from me, Katie Tunstall, I send you a personal woohoo! Thank you so much. And it's great that you're caring and great that you're doing it. Stay safe. Stay home. Big love.
Well, that's outstanding. We got a woohoo out of KT Tunstall. I mean, that's worth the price of admission right there, isn't it, Eddie?
Black Horse and Cherry Tree, and she's not that big of a lady, but the power she packs in on stage, she's amazing to see. So lots of talent there, and maybe we'll get her next time we do this to perform.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I have some really good news here. I mean, Sherry has checked in via text. Sherry and Teresa are at the office, and she says $1,700 in donations so far, including, I think I was right when I took this in, one of 200, one of 500, whatever you've got, it's great. And I don't even know if that is going to take into account the money we're getting through the pledge button on the Facebook page. That, you know, if it's just, anyway, it's coming in. We do appreciate it. Want to remind you that the money we're raising tonight goes to all of the programs for the Alzheimer Society of Perth County. And those of you watching far and wide, we'd love to get those donations. But if you want to give to your local Alzheimer Society, of course we endorse that as well. That's a good thing to do, isn't it, Eddie?
Oh, absolutely. How are you holding out through this isolation? Are you going for more walks or more bike rides, or what are you doing to keep yourself occupied now?
You know what? Not a heck of a lot of anything to tell. Cutting the grass, Eddie. Cutting the grass and having discussions about where the thermostat should be set. There.
Yeah, and what's on Netflix, I guess, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, there's that kind of thing. Now, we've got these donations coming in, as I said, and we'd like to keep those rolling. We want to get you to keep saying hello to us, too. We're happy to see all of the messages that have been coming in, and we want more and more. A lot of them is people saying how much they are enjoying the music. We're getting a lot of love for the Alzheimer Society of Perth County and all Alzheimer societies, and people just say, you know what word I'm seeing more than anything else, Eddie, is beautiful. After every performance, people are just saying, beautiful, and I couldn't agree more with them. And you know what, Allie Matthews is coming up here in a second. She took time to message and said to Barb and Paul, she said to Barb and Paul, my fave Cohen song, so beautiful. There's that word. Thank you. So she took time out as she's getting set up to perform for us, and I think it's a perfect time to bring Allie Matthews in right now. Then we've got her message out there. Now we want the music. And you know what? For Allie Matthews, songwriting is kind of a natural passion. It shows, too. She's won national songwriting competitions, international songwriting competitions as well. She holds the Gospel Music Association of Canada's record for most awards, having won 23 Covenant Awards. 23, 49 nominations spanning 10 years. Please welcome Allie Matthews.
Hi everyone, this is Allie Matthews, coming to you from my home here in Stratford, Ontario. I was really honored to be asked by the Alzheimer Society of Perth County to be a part of this Forget Me Not online festival. I think it's a great idea. And Alzheimer's is something that, it's close to my heart because I've witnessed a family member going through Alzheimer's, and it's a horrible disease, and I know many of you probably have loved ones with Alzheimer's, and if you haven't experienced that in your circle, you probably will at some point during your life. And it's not an easy thing to endure because it's very slow and takes a lot of hope and perseverance to push through and care for those who have Alzheimer's. I know from my own family, we watched my father-in-law deal with Alzheimer's. For several years, he just went on this slow decline. You know, he went from being a vibrant, vital, bright, warm, loving, funny individual to just being a shadow of himself. And it's tough to watch. And so I want to send a song out to those of you who are caring for someone with Alzheimer's. And it takes a lot of hope and perseverance and courage every day to do that. And you know, when I was thinking about the songs that I could share with you, I thought this one might be a good one because anything that requires hope and perseverance that takes a long time is a little bit like climbing a mountain. And this is a song that I wrote many years ago, but it was inspired by a place I used to go camping when I was a little girl, a place in Vermont, a beautiful place called Hunger Mountain. And I thought about it one day and thought, man, that should be a song, because it seemed to me like a metaphor for that journey, that long uphill battle that we have to go through these struggles. And so this is Hunger Mountain. There's an ache in my back and dirt in my sandals on a road that is rugged and steep, but there's no looking back. It's too much to handle, the promises I didn't keep. So I'll climb through the night and I'll look for the light, and I'll follow the stars in the sky, and I never will stop till I'm up on the top. Oh, up on Hunger Mountain, the top of Hunger Mountain. That's in need of some mending, and dreams that are weary and old. And there's a longing inside, it seems never ending, the yearning that burns in my soul. But my vision is clear and my destiny near, and my footing is steady and sure. It's a journey, but still I will soon drink my fill. Oh, up on Hunger Mountain, up on Hunger Mountain. Your words are a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Though the darkness surrounds me, your love is the wind at my back. Well, I know that my pockets are filled up with treasures from a world I keep trying to leave, and I have plenty of fear, oh, and I have pride beyond measure, and a heart that I wear on my sleeve. But the view from the peak is the moment I seek, so I pray for the strength to go on. From the valley below and dirt in my sandals on a road that is rugged and steep.
Hi, I'm Olympic gold medalist Eric Radford, and I just want to thank you for supporting the work of the Alzheimer Society of Perth County. I hope you all enjoy the festival.
Welcome to tonight's Forget Me Not concert. We're so glad that you're here, and we're glad to be here with you. It's my opportunity just to give you a quick update on what we're doing here at the Alzheimer Society to continue supporting our clients. We've always offered telephone support. We're continuing to offer telephone support. We're also checking in regularly with people that just need to know that they are not alone going through this COVID pandemic. We're also reaching out to clients by email. We're offering support groups online via Zoom or by just phoning into those meetings as well. So those monthly meetings are happening 6 times a month. We've also increased our education via online as well, so it's an opportunity for people to still learn about what's normal with Alzheimer's disease and other dementias, what are some strategies that they can use. And our social recreation team has been very busy trying to ensure that all people are connected, whether they have technology or not. We've created some at-home activity kits that our recreation team has been delivering that are personal to that individual, that they're also updating regularly. We also have a virtual recreation page on our website at www.alzheimerperthcounty.com. We've been delivering meals through a local partnership with the local here in Stratford. And as well, we're just trying to encourage people to stay active by getting involved on a weekly basis through our popular Minds in Motion program that's now being offered virtually as well. We're still trying to be creative in meeting the needs of our clients, even though our doors are closed and we're not able to meet you face to face. We're still here and you're not alone. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Sherry. And Sherry's been invaluable for us in making sure that things are operating smoothly. And Don and I couldn't do it without her help and Michael's help behind the scenes. And it's great to be working with Don anyways. Don Landry and Eddie Matthews, hoping you're enjoying the Alzheimer's Society's Forget Me Not. And have you changed? Are you going to be like Celine Dion and doing about 10 more wardrobe changes or what?
I thought I would change. It's a little stifling inside the little cottage on Caledonia, my friend. And so, well, actually what I wanted to do was bring attention to this. There you see it. The Walk for Alzheimer's is coming up this weekend. The IG Wealth Management Walk for Alzheimer's. So there's the billboard. I have notes on this, Eddie, if you don't mind me going through them. So it is Sunday. Walkforalzheimers.ca is the website. You want to sign up for this. You want to give money to a walker, dancer, juggler, whatever you're going to do for this or whatever they are going to do for it. You can do that, but you can register and take part in this walk, and we hope you do, because obviously it's going to be a bit more of a difficult situation for the Alzheimer's Society, and this is a national event, by the way, to raise as much money as last year, but it's just as crucial, if not more crucial, to make sure we earn as much money as we can. Last year, 400 communities, 37,000 people, $6 million raised. And here in Perth County, we had walks in Stratford, we had one in Listowel, we had one in St. Mary's, and we did very, very well with that. This year, it's a virtual kind of thing. We ask you to do it independently. Do your 5K, do your dance marathon, whatever you want to do. Raise money for the Alzheimer's Society in your area. Once again, walkforalzheimers.ca. And we're going to have like another virtual party. It'll start at noon Eastern with a little preamble at 11:30 Eastern, and it'll run for a few hours as we go across the country celebrating the walk and the people who are walking. More importantly, the people they are walking for.
Absolutely. And the word virtual, that's come up more times than I want to, if I had a nickel for every time and we could put it to the Alzheimer's Society. Wow. Hey, what were you doing when you were 14?
See, I thought it was a rhetorical question.
When you were 14? No, What were you doing when you were 14, my friend?
Playing a little street hockey. I think that's about the extent of it for me, and trying not to fail calculus. You?
Oh yeah, the calculus. That's why I got into radio, because you didn't have to take math. In fact, I was at 14. I was volunteering at CFPL at that time, but no talent required for that. Our next guest here, I got to tell you, is a 14-year-old, lives in Stratford here. Lauren Nielsen. Many know Lauren. Started strumming her guitar a few years ago, and she's been sharing her talents as a busker at area summer markets, and so talented. The talent of this kid is incredible. More than that, she's appeared at various competitions and festivals, and is a part singer-songwriter for Dana Manning's Folk Army as well. In fact, Lauren performing as the opening act for Dana's album release parties here in Stratford, Toronto, at Hughes Room of all places. Can you imagine? What a great place! And also, yeah, that's amazing. So she's such a talent, and I'm glad she's a part of our festival this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Nielsen.
Hi, I'm Lauren Nielsen, and this is my song, And I Know. I wrote this about my grandparents, because in times like these, a lot of us can't go see our grandparents. And so I'm going to send this song out to them. I follow you this far, and I've loved every second that's come along. I'd climb a mountain just to hold your hand, and I'm sure you do the same. I'd travel the whole world just to see your face, and I know you do the same. I've never lived in doubt. If I fell, you'd catch me. I'd live for years and years so you'd never be lonely. And I'm sure you do the same. I'd take away your tears so you'd never have to cry. And I know you do the same, without a care in the world. We'll live our lives as we knew we could, without a care in the world. We'll live our lives as we knew we should. Darling, we go way back. There's not much more that I could ask. You've helped me find myself and change to be better, and I hope I've done the same. I wish to never leave your side, and I know you do the same, without a care in the world. We'll live our lives as we knew we could, without a care in the world. We'll live our lives as we knew we should. I followed you this far.
Hi guys, I'm Brittany Zamora, NASCAR ARCA driver. I just wanted to stop in and say thank you so much for tuning in tonight for the Forget Me Not online concert. Your donations are so appreciated and help the Alzheimer community of Perth Huron support individuals and their families that battle with dementia. Thank you, guys.
And,
That's fantastic. Wow.
thank you very much, Brittany. Brittany, by the way, I don't think she's turned 20 yet, so she's making her way through the world of NASCAR. Just got back to racing this past weekend and had a top 10 finish. Her car's name, Eddie, FYI, Lucy is the name of the car. That's a fine name for a car, I do think. Thank you to her. Thank you to Lauren as well. Beautiful, beautiful stuff there. And I want to quickly just say hello to my niece, Daniela, who apparently is watching. Hi, Daniela. She is a phenomenal musician herself. You're going to be on the show next year. That's it. Whatever it takes. We will get you on.
Hey, and
what you got, Eddie?
You mentioned Lucy, and Lucy, you mentioned, and we'll give a shout out to Lucy Stewart, who's with the hospice now, but she also helped out for many, many years with the Alzheimer's Society. So we'll say hello to Lucy, and we got a nice letter here from our MP, John Nader, and I was doing a virtual thing with him last night, and Randy Pettipiece and Mary Al Strathy of St. Mary's, and he's been really busy. And if you want to see something 100% cuteness, go to John Nader's Facebook page, because his daughter eating and testing watermelon, cutest thing you'll see in an awful long time. But John was kind enough to send us a very nice note about the Forget Me Not Virtual Music Festival online fundraiser. He said, "Good evening. As a member of Parliament for Perth Wellington, I want to extend a sincere thank you to the Alzheimer Society of Perth County for organizing this first ever Forget Me Not Virtual Music Festival online fundraiser. It took an immense amount of hard work to arrange this incredible lineup of talented performers who are giving their time and joining together to share their love of music with us all. This year, the Alzheimer's Society is facing unforeseen challenges as they work to stay connected with families and provide the vital support needed to assist them in caring for loved ones with Alzheimer's and dementia. More than ever, our support is needed to reach out not only to those affected by this disease, but also to the caregivers who may be in extended periods of isolation in order to ensure their loved ones stay healthy and safe. Together, we are stronger, and together we will get through this. Enjoy the show. John Nader, MP, Perth Wellington." And nicely put. Thank you for that, John. Don?
And by the way, John, if you'd like to back that up with bucks, and we'd love you to do that, e-transfer, info@alzheimerperthcounty.com. Online, click the donate button. That's on your Facebook page right now. You can phone as well, 1-519-271-1910 or 1-888-797-1882. Did you give any money yet tonight, Eddie?
I'm planning on that. I've got some money burning a hole in my wallet, and but they'll do e-transfer, I think, won't they? They will do e-transfer tonight, won't they?
Yeah, they will. You can e-transfer. I gave out the email address a second ago, and it'll scroll up on the bottom as well. So whatever you can give folks to keep these crucial programs alive with the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the show. I think they are, Eddie. I mean, we've got lots of great feedback, right?
For what they're getting for this type of entertainment between you and me?
Well, see, I wasn't thinking of you and I as being part of the. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of you and me being part of the entertainment package per se. But we're like ushers, but we're getting people to their seats. Somebody's got to do that.
I was going to refer to us as the players to be named later, but I like the usher aspect of it.
And we've got to ask people to take their seats once again, if you will, please, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue. Coming up, a London singer-songwriter who was born in Montreal, but he has called Southwestern Ontario home for the last 30 years. He's an actor, he's a director, he's a novelist, and a teacher too, with the Thames Valley District School Board. He writes a lot, having put out 3 albums since 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dave Semple.
Hi, I'm Dave Semple. Welcome to my little attic studio. Thank you as well for having me be part of this event in support of the Alzheimer Society of Perth. Both of my parents ended their journey on this path, so it's very near and dear to my heart. My father had it first, and we watched him go through it for a few years. And then once he crossed over, we started noticing that my mother was experiencing forms of dementia. So I wrote a little piece for my dad before he crossed over, and I'd like to share that with you right now. This is a poem I wrote for my dad called Mirror Cracks. I know you don't remember, and it colors blue my heart, that the mirror of the past that you looked into from time to time is cracked. One memory bouncing off of another, disconnected yet somehow strung together, mismatched glass beads around your neck in colors pure and pastel, diffused and opaque. I hope they make some sense to you, even now, as slivers and shards of the mirror return to sand that sifts through the narrows of your hourglass. They don't, though, make sense to you anymore, do they? Your eyes of aqua blue, framed by lines earth dry, are searching, not to find. The mirror of your mind was your strength in seasons past, and I stared in awe at the power of its reflection, so clear, so polished in its modesty. But the fragments that you so long to find are not all lost to the sands of time. They have simply been reflected onto mirror mine, where they will entreat to shine until my time and colored glass will come to pass. As I for you, mine will for me, carry with them my reflections, as it has always been and always forth shall be. This is a song I wrote for my dad. It's called Hammers and Nails. We built this bridge out of rusted and rebent nails from a coffee can found in the boathouse adjacent to our cottage on the lake. When I was young, only 5 years old, in the summer of '71, my dad and me, with an old ball-peen hammer and a saw, we built this bridge. Just a bridge made of logs that we scavenged from the shore in the spring, left abandoned by the loggers in a rush to get back home. In the fall, a simple bridge that reached across a creek. My dad and me, and the quiet gifts I never knew he gave. Hammers and nails is what he gave to me. Hammers and nails, and the wisdom to believe that if you're gonna build it right, use a level and a square. You have to keep things true when you're working with hammers and nails. We fix this boat, torch and scrape and sand and stain the hull, and seal it well, an oil base. We used a double boiler to keep warm, to go on smooth. The brush would glide across the silk-sanded wood, a labor's love, my dad and me, and the silent conversations that we shared. Hammers and nails is what he gave to me. Hammers and nails, and the vision to conceive that if you're gonna stain it right, Work with patience and with care. You have to take your time when you're working with hammers and nails. When you're working with hammers and nails. Chop this wood, an axe head splitting arid birch from logs. We sawed by hand, each to a side, as the ripsaw sang in rhythm to the beat of our hearts. I learned to swing, to allow the axe to do most of the work. My dad and me, together in a perfect harmony. Hammers and nails is what he gave to me. Hammers and nails, and the patience to perceive that if you're gonna do it right, you should never force the wood. You have to let it flow. You have to let it go. When you're working with hammers and nails. Thanks very much for having me. Hopefully when all of this is over, we can all get together on a stage somewhere and meet each other and get to perform together. Thanks for your time. Have a good night.
Wow, great pipes on him. Don, from broadcasting, we'd always say, pipes, this guy could be reading national spots, couldn't he?
He could. He could be doing that. As I said, I'd listen to him read the phone book. There's that old thing. And wonderful poetry, too. Beautiful song. Well done. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Dave Semple joining us. And hope you're enjoying the evening. And please make a donation if you can. Help out with the Alzheimer Society. 271-1910 is the number to call. So when we do end this isolation, do you think you're going to get back to normal? Pose that to you.
Well, as normal as I can. I don't know. I'm taking it day by day right now, Eddie, which I think a lot of people are, right?
Yeah, half of us plan to continue our newfound habits and activities after the lockdown. So anybody that's been going out to long walks and the bike rides or playing with the kids in the backyard, they're going to continue that. Creating podcasts, online fitness classes, walking more often. In a survey of adults, 43% said that they feel better about the changed ways and they plan to continue their improved behavior. So hopefully, and maybe getting inspired to take up music, because a lot of people have been doing that, learning to play the piano or playing the guitar. So that might be something to look forward to as well, And I got to tell you, you'll be impressed by this.
Yeah.
This next young man is so talented, and many have heard him play around Stratford over the years and talk about a ton of just talent. Through hard work as well too. Ben Heffernan, a lot of popularity in this area. He's been playing about 250 live shows all across Canada over the past few years. He made time for songwriting, and it's really paid off because his EP Home that he recorded about a year and a half ago was nominated for a Canadian Music Award. He is so talented. From down the road in the Forest City, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ben Heffernan.
Hi everybody, my name is Ben Heffernan. I'm a singer-songwriter from London, Ontario. Thank you so much to the Perth Alzheimer Society for having me be part of Forget Me Not, this cool online virtual music festival. It might be the only festival of any kind I get to play, and a lot of other musicians will get to play this year. So let's make it a good one. Get those donations in. Let's raise some money for a really good cause. I got a song for you. This song's called Easier. Hope you enjoy. Laying on your your bed, the lights are low. You can hardly feel yourself stand up slow. As you stand and look around, you silently say goodbye. As the quiet comes over your room, the world feels like it's giving up on you. Now the tears you cry, you just finally decide. You've had enough. You tell yourself you'll feel better now. Well, put your fingers to your neck, feel your heartbeat in your chest. As you grab the handle, you try to shut the door. Just remember how it felt when she told you she needed you more. As you look up at a picture on your wall since you were 4, pretty soon you won't need it anymore. To remind yourself of a time that felt easier. You struggle to try to catch your breath, and all the quiet has disappeared inside your head. As you start to wonder, what would this really mean? You've convinced yourself no one would miss you. After all the times she swore she loved you too. You're still holding on to hope you'll find somewhere where you can hold her hand again. You'll meet her when nothing seems to matter anymore. Put your fingers to your neck, feel your heartbeat in your chest. As you hold the handle, you start to think some more. Just remember how it felt when she kissed you as you left her at her door. As you look up at the sky, you begin to realize, will you ever get to see the stars again? 'Cause you'll be somewhere else, somewhere you swear will be easier. You let the handle go and close your eyes as the silence starts to scream inside your mind. The world out there makes you feel so scared sometimes. Thank you very much.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Greg Proops from Whose Line Is It Anyway? I want to give a big shout out to all the donors who've helped out with the Alzheimer Society of Perth County. It's very generous of you. And you know, this is an awful time for so many of us. Your generosity is extra special appreciated. Also, be sure to keep an eye out for the fundraising concert called Forget Me Not. And thanks for supporting the Alzheimer Society of Perth County. I'm supporting it from here in the Grotto of Poopitude, located somewhere in California, and by wearing this Elvis jacket.
Very good, Greg. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well said, and people have been enjoying what has been going on here tonight, the Forget Me Not concert. He's a very funny guy, if you've seen him on Whose Line Is It Anyway, or many other things too.
And that's a great show. There was one episode years ago with Richard Simmons. Not one person in the audience remains sitting. They were just, everybody was over on their knees. They were laughing so hard. It was incredible. It's on YouTube if you want.
You know, Eddie, got some pretty good news here fundraising wise. Sherry checks in and says over $2,600 now. And again, that's coming from various sources. It might be even higher than that, but we have time to push it even higher. Maybe we can get to $3,000. That would be kind of nice. We have one performer left and then some thank yous. We hope you'll stay with us for the thank yous at the very end, because we do have some people who've been very valuable to us, Eddie. That we want to say thanks very much to, but still time to give some money, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And do you mind if there was a testimonial that came in? Can I just break in on you just for a moment, just to read that one?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. From Minds in Motion and social recreation packages, there's no better exercise for the heart than reaching down and lifting people up. And that is what you do so well with love and grace. We're enjoying the virtual Minds in Motion. Thanks so much for the activity packages, and your voice smiles even through the phone. So thank you from all the care partners. So we appreciate all those testimonials that have been coming in for the Alzheimer's Society tonight.
We do, and we appreciate the money that's been coming in. Let me remind you how you can donate. There is a donate button on this Facebook page. You can click that. You can go e-transfer if you want. info@alzheimerperthcounty.com is the email address for that. And if you'd rather call, again, we've got Sherry and Teresa standing by, as we like to say, 519-271-1910. Or 1-888-797-1882, 797-1882. And you know what, Eddie? I just want to spell out for people some of the programs and services that are going to be supported by the money that's coming in. Telephone support, counseling, email and online counseling, caregiver support groups and meetings at various times throughout the day. Via Zoom now, but we hope we can get back to normal as soon as possible and have face-to-faces, but it looks like it's going to be a while. We have twice monthly caregiver education sessions, again by Zoom. Social programming, all kinds of social programming, very important. Weekly virtual Minds in Motion, the walk and talk, therapeutic activities, all kinds of things like this. The lunch delivery program, we heard a little bit about that earlier, didn't we, Eddie? So there's a weekly lunch delivery program with the local as well. And there's a weekly newsletter to all clients with program updates. These are the things that the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County continues to do, even in this situation, to try to make sure that we remain connected. And that's kind of what tonight's been about too, right, Eddie, is remaining connected.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the iPod for memories, the music for memories, and music touches the soul like nothing else. And we hope you've been able to get something from tonight, because thank you to all the performers tonight who have given up their time and just entertained us completely.
They really have. And before we get to the last performer of the evening, I should, Eddie, can you show us that T-shirt again? I don't have that T-shirt on, and I'd like people to get a good look at the Forget Me Not T-shirt, if you don't mind. It's a beautiful thing. I love the artwork. Yeah, I can see it beautifully. Mm-hmm. The artwork is beautiful. Now, Michael Bannerman told me, and I hope he's still okay with this, but he said people could order these shirts. You'd have to deal with Michael. I hope we'll figure it out and get it on our website and get it on our Facebook. But I can't remember how much he said they cost and what a minimum donation would be, or if you wanted to, or the price would be if you wanted to buy a T-shirt. But that I hope you're still okay with that, Michael, because it's out there now, isn't it? People want a T-shirt,
yeah,
they can buy a T-shirt.
Can I? Michael gave me one, and it was that large. Like, I was swimming in it. I was absolutely swimming. He gave me the largest T-shirt you could find. Now, if you know someone that is a large. And I'm speaking on behalf of Michael, but if you make a donation right now, that shirt is yours. Okay, so the first person that calls in with a donation, Sherry will get your name, and I'll save that shirt. You just come by the chamber office tomorrow, Chamber of Commerce, 55 Lorne Ave, and we'll make sure we have that for you, as long as you don't mind having the large, because this thing came down on my knees.
All right, so I was going to ask you, that's not the shirt you're wearing with it just clothespin, in the back really tight, is it?
No. You see the one right behind me, over there. There we go. I'm just trying to get my bearings on the camera here because everything's backwards. It's right there. That's a large. It's a beautiful T-shirt, and it's yours for a donation to the Alzheimer Society, and we'll have it for you tomorrow. And if you're my size, it'd be a great nightshirt. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's a win-win all the way
it's,
around, you know?
This is a bargain, money to a very good cause. We're going to wrap this up in just a second with some thank yous. And again, I would love for you to stay because we want to thank some people, but we want to give you some more music right now to finish it up. And we'll finish this way. You know, when your voice is being compared to those of Roseanne Cash and Patsy Cline, it is readily apparent that you've got something going. And that is the case with Hayley Wicken. In 2019, she won 3 North American Country Music Association's international awards, including Female Vocalist of the Year. She's active in the Singing for Smiles project, and that allows her to go to a variety of retirement and nursing homes to sing old country classics and share her story. I'll bet they love it when she sings some Patsy. Now she's going to share a song with us. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Hayley Wicken.
Hello, my name is Hayley Wicken. I'm 22 years old, and I'm a country singer-songwriter right from the heart of Burlington, Ontario. I'm going to do an original song called Social Distancing. This song kind of talks about my experiences throughout the pandemic and how I'm just so thankful for what everybody's doing, and I want to thank all the frontliners and all the essential workers and everybody that's doing so much hard work. This song is called Social Distancing, and if you guys want to hear any more of my originals, you guys can look me up at Hayley Wicken Music on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and HayleyWickenMusic.com. This is called Social Distancing. again, my name is Hayley Wicken. I'm a country singer-songwriter right from the heart of Burlington, Ontario, and that was my original song called Social Distancing. If you guys want to hear more originals or even listen to the song over and over again, be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or go to my website at Hayley Wicken Music.
Thank you, Hayley. That's awesome. And I'm just thinking about her social distancing song, and with social distancing and physical distancing, it doesn't have to mean emotional distancing when it comes to Alzheimer's. And we hope you can share with some of your friends what you're going through. And please, there's so much that you need to get in and talk with other people about. And if you want to talk to anybody about helping with the Alzheimer's Society, making a donation, please call the office, 519-271-1910. Don, it's been awesome to work with you.
It has been a lot of fun, Eddie, because, we've known each other, off and on for many years, but I don't think we've ever really worked together. I mean, at the odd event, maybe we shared a microphone, but not to this extent. And it's the pleasure that I knew it was going to be, my friend. And I really, on behalf of the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County, I want to thank you so much for the time that you put in to this tonight and for everything else that you help us with. It's no secret to anybody in the Stratford, Ontario area and Southwestern Ontario that Eddie gives and gives and gives of his time. And we really are filled with gratitude for that, Eddie. So thank you so very much.
Well, how do you say no to Debbie Dykert anyways, eh? Can you?
Exactly. Fearsome leader. Okay.
But no, thank you.
Our last call. Yeah. Our last call for donations here. Please help us out if you possibly can. Tough times to raise money for the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County and all Alzheimer's societies. I'd remind you one more time, we know we have people looking in from all across the country. If you want to donate to your local Alzheimer's Society, of course, we encourage that. Oh, and I should, one more time, Eddie, Walk for Alzheimer's this Sunday. Go to walkforalzheimers.ca. Now, Eddie, we really should say thank you to the man who is behind all of this tonight. I mean, technically speaking, there are a couple of men that we want to talk about, Michael Bannerman in a second, but Michael Fisher has done an amazing job of weaving this all together, folks, the audio, the video. Michael, thank you very much. I don't know if you'll turn your microphone on or can, or we'll turn on your camera, but you were sensational tonight, and we thank you so much for that. What can you say about Michael Bannerman, Eddie? Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
Michael Bannerman has been a friend for a long time, a great musician, and just Mr. Entertainment. So him and Sherry and everybody else that participated, it's been, all I can say is thank you for letting us come into your homes tonight.
We do appreciate it. And you're right, Sherry and Teresa, thank you for being on the phones tonight back at the Alzheimer's Society of Perth County World Headquarters in Stratford, Ontario. And thank you to all the hardworking staff members at the Alzheimer's Society doing a very important job during a very difficult time and getting it done, not just in Perth County, throughout Ontario, Canada, and beyond. We thank you. And we thank the artists for giving of their time too. An amazing showcase tonight, wasn't it, Eddie?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hopefully we'll do this again.
And I hope we do too. And last but certainly not least, thank you to everyone who tuned in, who watched us on this Facebook Live and made this such a roaring success. We want to say thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for helping out, bridge the distance a little bit and also fill the coffers for the Alzheimer's Society as well. We couldn't do it without you. We would not do it without you. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us tonight. And that is it. It's a wrap for the first ever Forget Me Not online concert. Thank you and good night.